Well, it happens all the time. Criminals get released only to end up back behind bars weeks later. Well, now there is an idea that might just break that cycle. It's giving former felons both an alternative and an ultimatum. Our Kathy Orris with the story you'll see only on Fox 6.
Jacob Macklin admits this is the last thing he thought he'd be doing. The former felon was so absorbed in a life of crime, he didn't see any alternative.
I was just mainly just living on the streets, doing everything that it took to survive. Never once thought twice about getting a job.
After dozens of trips to jail, mainly for dealing drugs, now he's a 9-to-5er, working full-time at the community warehouse.
I was going to bring them in and just tear them down on the inside.
Yeah, and then wrap them up.
Yep.
Brent Halfwasson is the boss willing to take a risk.
I think you can quickly filter out those people who are just, I'm looking to get a paycheck just because I want a paycheck versus I actually want to make a positive contribution.
Halfwasson hired Macklin at the urging of the district attorney's office.
Our goal is to reduce violent crime and crimes in general in specific neighborhoods.
Milwaukee County's DA has a new program called the Safe Streets Initiative. Macklin is one of the guinea pigs who was given a rare chance at a fresh start.
We want you in the community still. We can't afford to simply go through the process of constantly pulling people out of the community, putting them in jail and prison, and then having them come back into the community and do the same thing all over again.
It all starts with an intervention of sorts. Prosecutors and police bring in a group of nonviolent offenders and sit them down for a rather tough talk. Potential charges are laid out in front of them and an ultimatum is issued.
I'm literally holding a potential felony conviction that exposes them to 10 or 15 years in the prison system, and I'm just simply saying, look, you've got a choice here. Your choice is stop doing what you're doing and become part of this community, or we'll do what we do best, and that's just pull you out of the community and prosecute you.
Macklin says it was the second part of that meeting that really hit home when the group was confronted by family and friends, even victims.
And the second part was to hear about the people that have been victims of crime and the way they feel, and it's hard to hear that.
That was 9 months ago, and while Macklin says some of the group is back in custody, he stayed on the straight and narrow, motivated by his children. He only found out about his son a year ago in prison.
I think thinking of the moments for which I have missed really tore me up on the inside, and I made a promise for myself to do everything I can, not to so much get them days back, but to make sure he never forget me.
It's an emotional topic, even for this tough guy.
That really solidified it, was that desire to rebuild his family and to stop the cycle from perpetuating, going on to the next generation.
And there's another hope on the streets, where one criminal can impact an entire neighborhood. The DA cites a study which says a drug dealer can deal up to 10,000 times before getting caught. So scare tactics may fall on deaf ears. This is a different approach.
We start changing the dynamic of what's going on in those neighborhoods. You know, even if it has to be done one person at a time, we'll do that.
In Macklin's case, it's meant new life. Without this second chance, he says he'd still be lost, or worse.
To be honest, I can actually say dead.
Kathy Orris, Fox 6 News.
Good job, Macklin.